Hello, this is Godel. Welcome back to Feed the Beast Interactions Remastered, where we are in the Void World, except only for a moment because I was coming here to get some leather. And I did, since last episode, I let us idle here for a little bit, just because I wanted to let some leather build up. So we ended up with 5 leather from over there. If you remember, we needed to make 4 bellows, which means we needed 8 leather. And there are our 8 leathers. And yeah, now we can go ahead and craft these, I believe. Nope, we need our iron. If I can remember where I put it. I forgot. This table's in the middle of the room here. We have to use our arcane work table to make this. Here we go. Add all of these. And we need to add air crystals to this slot. And there's our 4 bellows. Wow, we sure did scan a bellows there. So there's going to be our bellows, and we have to put one on the bottom. And then, we also have to, I guess, just throw a piece of dirt in there. I'm like, wait, did that cook into something? No, I didn't think it cooked into anything. We have to put one over here because I was dumb and, didn't think that one through. And yeah, with that, we are now getting maximum bellows on our, whoops. We're now getting maximum bellows on our infernal furnace here, and we should just be able to toss in our crude steel, and it should start kicking out some steel nuggets. So let's do it. There it goes. And I believe we're getting... Yep, if you see our count of nuggets in the bottom left corner there, we're getting 10 nuggets per operation here. So we're actually going to end up with slightly more than 2 stacks of these. And to turn these into ingots, we're going to have to use the compressor, I believe. Could also use the alloy smelter. Maybe we should look at doing the alloy smelter. It's going to be much quicker. Let's go ahead and put some in there because I believe to make the alloy smelter shape, we're going to need some steel for that one. So let's go, what's it called? Mold? Mold without a U? Here we go. So we need this one for the alloy smelter, right? So to make one of these, we need to have an empty shaped plate, and then we need to hammer it from that side. And I think, yeah, depending on the tool and the side of the block we put it on is which side we get. Oh, and we can also just chisel this. Okay. So to make one of these, we have to have 4 steel plates. Either in a metal bender or in a crafting grid with a file and a hammer. So let's just put a couple of nuggets up here for now. We're also getting slag from this operation, which we can use later to make something useful. Phytogrow, maybe, which is a type of fertilizer. We can also use it to make morbs, which is like a mob entrapment device. And we can also use it to make light gray rock wool, which I think we're going to actually need for something later on. Rich slag as well. What is rock wool used for? I vaguely recall this being needed for something. It is needed for enchanted fabric. Okay. So before we can make that, we're going to have to make this infernal kiln. And let's see, autoclave can also make rich slag, which is used for rich phytogrow, which we can then do other things with. Okay, okay. Well, let's not leave our, what's it called, on the ground too long over there. Put our mineral shards over there really quick. Our nuggets. Oh boy, we have a lot of nuggets. Let me just chuck these across our base really quick. Yep, just pretend I don't have horrible inventory management skills and pretend I have an empty inventory and I'm moving all of these in one trip. Right? Because I totally do. See? That was easy, right? Let's go ahead and start sticking them in the alloy smelter. We're going to need 6 iron ingots before we can make that shape, though. Oh, and we got the steel ingot task. Challenge complete steel. Also. Totally forgot about that. What do we get from this? We get a hungry chest. My inventory is kind of full, by the way. Maybe let me just leave this on the ground for a moment. Hold up. You guys, chill out over here. Let me manage some things really quick. So let's put this here. Hungry chest will now catch the ingredients thrown into it, as you can see. It's not showing the animation for some reason. That's weird. But it is hungry, and it is catching those. Let's go ahead and throw these crude steel ingots in here as well. So in they go. And then we completed another major milestone quest, I think over in... Not in here. How do I fully automate Steam? Check. And then this requires some type of drum, and we get a reservoir as a reward. That's actually nice. I would like a reservoir, but before that, I need to see where steel metallurgy, or the steel quest is. Was it in here? Where's our steel quest? Progression goals. Was it here? No. Let me see. Steel ingot, what are you used for? Which quest are you used in? The Infernal Furnace. And this one. This one actually gets us steel plates, but to make that we need wrought iron and steel plates. So, all of this dilly-dallying to give us enough time to sort out the compressor here actually working. And why is the compressor not working? Oh, because it is out of steel nuggets. Alright, so here's all of our steel nuggets over here. And we now have enough bars to make a couple of steel plates. Do I have my file on me? Need to go get my file from my tool chest. Or my table. Actually, better yet, yeah, let's just use the stuff in the table, because the table's kind of, like, made to do that. Compressed fire clay. What were we doing with this again? We were just putting it in the furnace, right? Okay. Okay, not too many things at once. Let's chill, take it easy. First things first, we need that mold. Put this in our table, and put the hammer in here. And the hammer can honestly just stay in here. I would like to craft this. There we go. For some reason, it was not recognizing that hammer I had in there. And then I'm going to just... You know what? Let's just go ahead and chisel that to the shape. I don't want to get my... or hammer it into the shape. I don't want to get the chisel out. And now this will start cooking steel ingots as well. So much faster, though, than what we were doing in the compressor. And over here, I'm actually going to just leave those ingots, or those nuggets to compress. But I'm going to put the rest of the nuggets into this chest, because that's going to be way faster. And there we go. There's our first steel. We can also go ahead and make more steel plates. We're going to need steel plates imminently for our next crafting forays. Here's some compressed fire clays ready to go to make the blast furnace. Why did we want the blast furnace again? Hold on. It just occurred to me, like, why are we making a blast furnace? Because the infernal furnaces are blast furnace. I think I got, like, totally mixed up with normal GregTech progression and this Modpack's progression here, because we just skipped this step altogether. In this Modpack, we do not need to make a furnace, so blast furnace. bricked. There is no bricked blast furnace. So what are you guys used for? They're used for fire bricks. And fire bricks are used for this thing. Can we make a primitive blast furnace? We cannot craft a primitive blast furnace. What the heck was I doing? Well, I guess we can use it for nether bricks. Should we need more nether bricks? Yep. Let's just pretend I never did that. That's very exciting, but also embarrassing. Cool. Love to see it. Mineral sapling that we got from our mineral tree. Let me go ahead and go throw this outside to grow. We're gonna want a few more saplings. And we can shift grow them, so just go ahead and do that. We'll come back and harvest those later. For now, I just wanted to get the saplings planted. Let us put flowers in here. If we had room for flowers. Do we need cotton for anything else? So cotton's gonna turn to string, and it also turns into pterospores. I feel like we don't really need pterospores, or at least we can get them pretty quickly just by going out and breaking grass. So I'm actually comfortable to go ahead and convert all of our cotton into string. Okay. And then all of our string has a place that can go. Wool we can also convert into string. Feather has a place in here. Wool has a place in there. We should also start harvesting our... Where's my tools chest? We should start harvesting our sheep more often and also breed them up more. We're going to want a good number of sheep over there because we're going to be using wool for a little while. Wool is going to be, when we start making like cables and stuff, wool is going to be... Oh, wow, we already have a lot of sheep. Let's see what our efficiency is. So we're at 619. And I am just feeding as many of these guys that I can find who actually want food and have the motivation to push through the crowd and get to me. Should probably start, or should probably start breeding, stop breeding these at some point. I probably have too many. Let's see how much we got. Whoa, we got like 200 durability out of that on our jackhammer. That's pretty good. Alright, let's go and start actually shearing these guys. I feel like there was like either an automated way to do shearing or like a some kind of AoE shearing device I could use, but I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look to see what's available. I saw one that I know is an automated shearing device, but it's a MV tier, and we haven't really even talked about tech tiers yet. So, wow, the grass there became very barren from all of the sheep being hungry. Let me look really quick. Shears, so there's an obsidian shears. What do obsidian shears do? 10 times the durability of regular shears. I feel like there was a pair of shears that had like AoE properties. Is it mana steel? We cannot make mana steel yet. It's not going to be that. It's not going to be these. These enhanced shears, maybe? Throw a bunch of these at a herd of shears to herd of sheep to shear them at a distance. Gives a slight bonus to wool drops compared to... Oh! Yo, hang on. I like the idea of this. Let me get rid of all these things we no longer need. So we need 2 regular pairs of shears, a cactus, Cactus, huh? I did pick up a cactus. I did pick up 2 cactuses. Let's put a piece of sand down, because I do not want to lose our cactus. Yeah, this is the only cactus we have right now, so let's treat it nicely. In fact, I could set up some automation just to start collecting cactus pieces from this. Do I want to do that? I might. It might not be a bad idea. Thinking. And it doesn't really... Oh, we can accelerate the growth of this? Okay. Wow, it grows slow, even though this acceleration, it's still only doing that speed of growth. That's fine. That's just gonna grow in the background while we do other things. So let's get our shears. We need 2 moss stones. We can't make moss stones yet, so we're going to have to... Or we can make moss stones. We're going to have to use the terrace force for it. So let's get some iron for some shears. 2 pairs of shears. And you can see there's no iron in here, it's just pulling out of the adjacent chests, which you love to see. We're going to stick that recipe in there, and we just need to go get the moss stone. So let me grab some cobble. I wish the, what's it called? I wish the, cobblestone search there in that table would give cobblestone earlier. There we go, we got some moss stone. And here we go. Enchanted shears. And I believe with this we just like right click and it's gonna throw like a ball of shearing magic or something. Let's see. Seems to only shear 1 per hit, so... Oh, that one seemed to hit multiple. I don't know. We'll see how well it's working once we have more sheep that actually need shearing. For now, though, we got some shears. I think we have enough of this marshmallow root that we're gonna need for now. What is this for again? For instant health regeneration. Oh, it's for a lot of different potions. Okay, so it's like a one of these type of blocks that we can use on the advanced potion maker, which I think we can actually make now with our fire bricks. Yeah, let's go do that really quick. So here's fire bricks. Fire bricks we're gonna go ahead and turn into these things. Apparently I'm just gonna destroy a hammer. We can use a stone hammer over here, so not to fret. Oh, it's called a mallet, though. Or this guy, that needs more cobblestone and sticks. Gee, I sure love cobblestone and sticks. Cobble. We can use any type of cobble, I believe. Let me just get, like, I don't know, 4 of those. Okay, I didn't actually expect to break, like, every single hammer doing that. Okay. And then we're not gonna need creosote oil for anything else, I don't think. Let me double check this. Creosote oil. This is the only thing it's used for. Oh, and it's also used for fueling the Petropetunia, but we don't have one of those yet, so don't need to worry about this. It's used in a distillation tower later. It's used in a distillery for lubricant, or a brewing machine for lubricant. Okay, well, that's none of these things, so I'm just going to break that to get the fluid out. Let's repair these shears really quick, and then put those back in there. These don't go in here, do they? They do not. Okay, kind of as I expected. Does the wrench go in here? Nope. Alright. Marshmallow can go in here now. Are we hungry? I think we are hungry. Let's find some food in here that we can eat. Can we do something better with this avocado? And turn it into a cooking oil. We can turn it into a burrito if we had tortilla and chicken and cheese, apparently. Avocado sapling, not too interested in that. Yeah, not too interested in any of this. California roll does sound like tasty right now, but it's kind of like besides the point. Cooking oil used for anything interesting? Nah, not really. We can centrifuge. Oh, we could centrifuge it into a veggie bait and an avocado oil, and veggie bait would give us these items, but we are not in centrifuge territory, so let's stop being distracted by random things and finish kind of sorting what I was sorting. Whoops, I didn't mean to put that in there. I meant to put that in there. Get it out of our inventory. Fire bricks we're going to go ahead and put over here. Okay, fire bricks are set. And our cactus did grow here. I don't know if this has a grow limit like sugarcane does, but if it doesn't, you know, we should maybe just make a little cactus farm, to be honest. Here, let me get our Philosopher's Stone, which we already have. I'm gonna just make a little cactus farm off on the side of our base. And let's convert that back into sand. Let's go over here and make a little cactus farm. So if I right-click these, it will turn into sand. Perfect. Okay, and now we have some cactus growing. And that's doubling our cactus rate because, I mean, there's two of them. What more can I say? And this is still not done somehow, which is kind of crazy. I just pressed C and then I got like a bunch of things happening. I have inventory crafting is still locked and then that window popped up. But for now we have our nether bricks. Are we going to need nether bricks imminently for anything? Let me just take a look. Random skull, obsidian skull. We will actually need that for this, for our blood altar, which is going to be a magic mod thing. Let's see. Obsidian skull, is that not from Terraria? Extreme slime plate. Lets us jump really high. Okay, cracked nether bricks. What is going on here? This is the quest for the infernal kiln. Okay, we don't need that. Whoops. Just looking to see if there's anything else we need. Nether brick slabs we don't need until we make this thing, I guess. And a recharge pedestal, we don't need that yet. Don't need this. Okay, I think we can safely get rid of our nether bricks, more or less. And I don't mean get rid of, like, delete them. What I meant is turn them into physical or actual bricks. So we're going to put them in the extractor, and that's going to give us the individual bricks those are made out of. And if we want, we can undo that recipe, I believe. So nether bricks we can... do something with. Yeah, we can compress them back into their regular formed bricks if we need. I think 2 sets of bricks is probably going to be sufficient for that, so let's put the rest of the bricks away. And if we need more bricks, we'll have them. What are we doing over here? This is still cooking up. We are out of steam. Hold up. Sticks we have ran out of because I probably idled too long when I was sitting in there waiting for the leather to catch things. So we're not actually... Well, this is using a very small amount of steam, but we're not actually processing the steel right now. Or compressing those wooden pulps. How much more steel do we need? Still quite a lot of steel we need to process there. And I basically, like, we need to crunch down so many of these steel ingots. I better just, like, go ahead and put those to crunch. What did we do here? How did we do on our on our maceration. We got a ton of magnetite ores. So we have kind of two options of what we want to do with our magnetite ores. So this is our processing tree for magnetite ore. Right now we're at this step here, and going further on any of the other steps basically requires getting to the electrical age and then doing all of this jazz to actually go ahead and process them. So we would need, realistically, we would probably end up doing this route right here. We would end up using the, let me think here. We would either end up washing it. I think we'd end up washing it, so we'd get a byproduct of iron dust, and then probably end up grinding it again, which we can't get this. We can't get this gold dust yet because of reasons of grinder outputs. And then from the purified dust, we would want to put it into a. Probably just put it into a centrifuge, to be honest. But for now, I think we're just gonna go ahead and cook it up. What else do we have in here? Tin. Ooh, tin. We don't actually have a way to make this into the dust. Same for the copper, actually. We're kind of in some interesting situation there. So if we want to make it into a dust, we'd either need to do part of this processing chain. The manual part of the processing chain is like over here. We would need to do that part manually, or we would need to basically cook it into ingots, then grind it back down into dust. So, honestly, let's do the latter. It seems easy-ish. I'm also gonna do some galena, as previously discussed. We'll do some silver as well. What is silver byproducts? Silver byproducts is lead and sulfurs. Okay, let's just do all the silver. Iron. We can go ahead and do the iron as well. Gold ore. I think we can do gold as well. Gold byproducts is copper and silver. And nickel, but we don't really need that right now. And we need to go get some more copper and chalcopyrite out of that copper vein at some point. For now, though, let's just load this guy up. Don't need to speed it up because I don't need this right this moment, but alright. Looking good so far here. What am I doing next? Our steam production is going again, and it's not going super quickly, but it's going enough that we can actually process these ingots very slowly. Compressor is very slowly filling up. Yeah, so I'm gonna be right back for 1 second here. Okay, I actually just was getting annoyed by the little pop-up in the middle center of the screen. It was like way too big sometimes. Like, look at this, it's like taking up almost half the screen here. And I just like went and scaled it down just a little bit, so it's a little smaller. But anyways, yeah, we are back over here. Our steam is now firing on all cylinders here, except the steam hammer is a little sad. Compressor's a little sad. It's okay though. To be honest, let's go and see what else we need kind of to move forward here. I think we're gonna want to also start looking at some of the magic mods shortly. But for now, I just want to kind of get situated with our tech mods. Oh great, there's one of our cactuses grown. Please don't. Okay, please don't annihilate yourself on yourself, I guess. Oh, really quickly, actually, I want to check if I pick up both of these. Does this grow any further? I don't know. I'm just gonna let them naturally grow. I'll stop messing with them. Alright, geez, I don't actually know what I really wanted to do today. Hmm. I guess, like, I can just kind of go look at my quest and kind of work on the quest, huh? So the next quest it has us making is LV machine hulls. So to make that, we're going to need some wrought iron plates. Okay, let's go get some wrought iron going. We're going to need a fair amount of it, so let me just go and take, like, maybe a stack of wrought iron here. Let's get everything out of our seared furnace. And for wrought iron, we are just going to set that to cook. Perfect landing. Nailed it. The rest of these ingots we are just going to toss in here for the moment. We are going to need lots of plates. We're also going to need more charcoal, to be honest. We do not have a whole lot of charcoal right now, and we're going to need more charcoal for more steel very soon. Let's go, I see that our sheep are kind of mostly regrown. Let's see what this looks like now when we throw that over there. I mean, quick experiment here. Does this use durability if it's missing? That does use durability. Okay, I was just, like, looking to see if that bar was decreasing. It does, like, kind of appear to be doing a multi-shearing effect sometimes. So I think we'll just keep using this for our shears. It does give us bonus wool, that's for sure. Like, we have 2 stacks of wool from that. That's crazy. So with this, I believe we want to craft carpets. And there's actually a quest for making a lot of carpets, if I recall correctly. So carpets, Baba Black Sheep gives us 4 ink sacs and morbs of sheep. Okay, well, kind of inconsequential, to be honest, for the amount of sheep we need, but not sheep, wool we need for that. But a quest is a quest, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So Baba Black Sheep quest complete. Let's put our stuff over here. That's going to be components for cables. And then let's start making some tech stuff, okay? So let's go ahead, bookmark one of these, and then bookmark one of those. So basically, to make a machine hull, we're first going to need to make a machine casing. Then we're going to need some wires. To make the wires, we are going to need a wire mill, or what's the recipe to do this by hand? Seems to be a mistake here, because there's no recipe to do this by hand. Tin wire. Are we good here? Copper wire. How do we make tin wire? Sorry? I seem to have missed the memo here. Tin wires. I'm gonna potentially need to go look up what's going on with the recipe of tin wire here, because it seems to be missing from the recipe book. And we definitely need that to progress. So be right back, one moment. Okay, so just was doing some quick troubleshooting, looking in the Discord for Feed the Beast, and it looks like this was accidentally deleted in a recent bug, in a recent patch on accident. So I'm just working on fixing this really quick, and then we will continue here. So I found that there's something called Groovy scripts, and we are looking over here. We need to find where the Groovy script actually does the thing. So I'm gonna be back again once I figure this out. Okay, let me see if that fixed it. Did not appear to fix it. Okay, oddly enough, like we can see platinum wires. I don't feel like platinum wire is supposed to. Uh, uh. I mean, something seems a little off here, but yeah, let me continue troubleshooting this a little bit more here. All right, let's give this a go one more time. I just changed the script and reload it one more time. Aha, there we go. Okay, there's the recipe as it should be. So apparently this mod called Groovy Scripts has this file called or has this part of the script called early cable sizes, and it had some stuff in there it wasn't supposed to have or something. Anyways, I kind of made the changes per what they recommended here on the uh, FTB GitHub. If you are having this issue and playing along, look for GitHub issue number 11156, and you'll see the instructions there how to fix it. Anyways, woohoo, we can make tin wire. Yay. Cool. Now that we figured that out, let's where did my bookmarks go? My bookmarks are missing. Hello? Is there a hotkey for bookmarks that I pressed on accident? No, I gotta go and see if there's a hotkey for bookmarks. Hold on. Bookmark, hide, bookmarked ingredients, autocraft selected bookmark, add or remove a bookmark. Hide bookmarked ingredients is not a bookmark. Left shift? No, not left shift. Numpad 9, yeah, sure. That is not doing anything. This is weird. Let me go to the main menu and come back. Maybe it's just some kind of rendering issue. In the meantime, let me go back to not F9, num add 9 reset. Okay. Can I bookmark something else? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Actually, I guess the bookmarks are working. The bookmarks I had disappeared for some reason. That's not cool. Okay. Technical issues. We're good, I think. Let's go and get back on track here. Sorry, this is like really messed up what I was doing here. I forgot what we were doing here. Okay, so LV machine hole, bookmark. Machine casing, bookmark. Tin cables, bookmark. Tin wires, bookmark. Okay, there we go. And then, oh, we're gonna also need a wire cutter. Let's make a wrought iron wire cutter. That should last us for as long as we need, hopefully. So we're going to need a couple of wrought iron rods and 1 screw and 3 plates. Okay. Let's just go ahead and crush up, like, make 20 plates out of these wrought irons. And I will go ahead and use our time in the bottle here. And I'm going to grab those. I'm going to grab these steel plates. Do I feel like we need more steel plates? Maybe. I'm going to go ahead and crush them up. Like, certainly we will need them long term, but for now I don't want to go too crazy with the steel plates. So we need 3 of these. Why 3? Because we need to turn 1 of them into a screw. And we don't have a saw in here? Where's our saw? Oh, it's in our inventory. Okay, there's our saw, there's our stick, and then turn that into a screw. And we should have our plates there. Let's turn this into the cutters. Oh, we need a screwdriver. We haven't made a screwdriver yet, huh? Alright, we need to make a screwdriver then. So screwdriver. Wrought iron screwdriver is going to be the same as the other wrought iron. Let's make 2 more rods. Then let's make a wrought iron screwdriver. Need a stick. How are there no sticks in here? Okay, I didn't maybe get that many sticks, but I guess the extra sticks we can just go put over here to turn into steam. What else did I want to do really quick that I just remembered? Probably eat some food. Let's eat this freaking bacon mushroom burger. Sounds delicious. Okay, and then we can make our screwdriver, and then we can make our cutters. And then, with our cutters, can you believe this keeps going? We can make tin wires, yay! And we need tin plates. Forgot about that part. We did put tin to cook before, right? So we should have some tin ready to go here. Tin, tin, tin. Here's our tin. And I don't know how many tin cables we're going to need, but for now I'm going to start with 20. One of the first things we're going to be doing when we get our better tier of machinery is we're going to be targeting things that are most annoying to craft. So one of the first things we're going to do is tackle wire production, because right now we have to take 3 ingots and make it into 2 plates, and then each plate turns into 1 wire. So it's basically 3 ingots for 2 wires. And what we should be doing is using a wire mill and getting 1 ingot for 2 wires, so it's like crazy efficiency upgrade. So for now, I'm just going to craft 2 of these. Let's go ahead and do this recipe. And then with our wrought iron plates in here, steel plates in there, let's go ahead and do our machine casing. Where's our wrench? Our wrench is here. So there's our LV machine casing. Do we have to put the tin cables? Oops, I did not put the tin cables in my inventory before. It looks like we don't need to put the wires. Okay, we're good. So there's our machine casing. Let us do our machine hull. All right, there's our machine hull. And that is a major milestone. We are done. Well, not done with the whole chapter, but we are at the end of this chapter. We get some ULV robot arms. That's ultra low voltage is what ULV stands for. And that's going to let us move some items around. So that's going to be interesting once we actually need to use those. There's some coal here. I'm going to take advantage of that coal dust. We have iron dust, we have coal dust. Okay, let's actually go ahead and claim that. I'll also put these crystals in the chest with the other Thaumcraft stuff. And then, did we have any more steel nuggets? It doesn't look like it. So let's go ahead and take the steel nuggets out. Let's put these coal with the iron dust. And, oh, wouldn't you look at that? It doesn't actually work. We need iron ingots, I think. So we have iron ingots, right? We do. Okay. Go in there and make us some more crude steel. And, can I put this in here somewhere? I feel like there used to be an empty slot you could put this into, but we're just gonna hang on to it, I guess. Okay, so we made our first machine hull. What else do we get? We get to look at the evolution of Greg Kind. We have finally finished the first chapter in here. And as a reward, it gives us another steel plate. Oh, very fun. Welcome to Microcrafting Hell. Greg Tech relies heavily on the idea of subcomponents to introduce complexity. I've noticed. This can become extremely frustrating, detracts heavily from the enjoyment. The way we approach the concept is to craft in bulk rather than microcrafting. Always overproduce, you'll use them eventually. Questline will help you to determine which items you should bulk craft. Okay. So already with the LVH quest, we are done here. So there are 2 things we use in LVH a lot. We use the machine holes that we made, and then there are motors, pistons, rotors. In this case, it's going to be tin rotors. We use a lot of tin cables. We use steel gears, steel plates. Copper cable we don't use as much. We don't use as much bronze either. We're also going to be using conveyor belts, robot arms, pumps. This is kind of a one-off item here. And yeah, just like a whole lot of different variety of items here that we use. But the main component of items is these LV motors, pistons, robot arms, etc. Whoops, I meant to keep that recipe on our recipe bar. So, what are we going to do now? Well, there's a few things we want to make. First of all, we're going to want to make something to make power with. And the traditional first thing we use to make power is actually steam. Okay, so we are going to be looking at a basic steam turbine as one of our first power sources. So bookmark this guy. Oh, I forgot about electronic circuits. How exciting. Totally forgot about electronic circuits. Let's look at these tooltips really quick. So getting amped without the loss. Each tier of power has unique magic metal that can be used to make superconductor cables. These cables are superior to other cables and allow for a base transmission of 4 amps or more and 0 EU loss. So normally in regular GregTech, when you're using cables, like you'll run a length of cable and each tile you do, it'll lose some power. But in this mod pack, they give you some, what's it called? They give you some easier cables to work with. Oh no, we didn't get our Baba Black Sheep achievement because we have to do this material first. Okay, well let's not stress it out. We gotta do some stuff here. First thing we need to do is we need to get some circuits going, and I'm not gonna do the whole bulk production yet, but I am gonna have to do some to get a steam turbine. And the kind we need to make, there's 3 kinds here. We want the one that's actually, instead of me just pulling out of thin air which one we want, let me go show you. Circuitry of Doom. So right now we are here on the Bronze Age, and we can make vacuum tubes because we're in the Bronze Age, and this is the Bronze Age circuit. So we can make vacuum tubes. The thing that we're going to use to make the vacuum tubes into is going to be the electronic circuit, tier 1 LV circuit. So this is the recipe we are aiming for making our electronic circuits. And I also want a wire mill. Wire mill is going to be the thing that's going to be for making, what's it called? Wire mill is going to be for making our wires more efficiently. The 3 things we're going to want is a wire mill first, and then we're going to want a, not a forming press, a rolling machine. Rolling machine is going to, not rolling machine. I totally forgot what the machine is called. Let me look. The metal bender, yeah. So the metal bender is going to be the next thing we want. Then we're going to want a lathe. A lathe is used to cut rods. So if we look at the recipes of lathe, it is like turning ingots into 2 rods per ingot. And then we're going to want a polarizer. Polarizer is used to make this stuff, magnetic metals. And we're going to need magnetized iron for our motors here, as you can see. And yerp, we do sure have a lot of things we need to craft here. I wish I would just make a crafting tree of everything we need. Okay, and then what other materials do we want? I think for starters, this is what we're gonna go with. So yeah, I want to do the steam turbine first, and then we will do the electronic circuit. Or not the electronic circuit, sorry, the wire mill second. So we're gonna need a total of 3 of these to get started here. Actually, do I want to do 3? You know what? Maybe I should just do our quest over here, because we have these quests which are written to kind of help smooth progression. Why does this line look weird? Oh, you know what? It's weird because there's multiple lines stacked on top of each other here. Let's go ahead and do this quest here, though. So any LV circuit, 16, and then it's going to give us stuff to make a few more LV circuits. But let's just like do this quest, get it out of the way. So 16 LV circuits is our goal. So can I actually hold up? I'm gonna do something I haven't done yet. I'm gonna take this off of this page. Let's do another page of bookmarks. Wait, how do you do another page of bookmarks? Hello, I would like to do a new page of bookmarks. Do I just... How do you... Cobble? Do you just get another page when you have, like, too many things here? Like, how does this work? I feel like there's gotta be some other way to get another page on here. Okay, I have no idea. Let's just clear those. We don't need any of these recipes I just bookmarked. Circuits, right. We need 16. To get 16, we are going to need charcoal dust, copper wires. Oh, this is going to take a lot of cables. Never mind, we're going to start with 3. So we are going to use, let's see, we can use copper wire. We can use copper wire with charcoal or with coal dust. And we can use either fine or regular copper wire. We can't make fine wire yet. Well, actually, can we? Hold on. Let's look here. This is 1 iron ingot, 1 iron ingot. Copper ingot, I mean, sorry. And this would be a foil, which would be a plate. Technically, this is better. So let's use this recipe here. And we're going to need 6 of those guys. Steel plates we know how to make. Vacuum tubes. Okay, these are going to be fun. Let's bookmark this. We're going to need 6 vacuum tubes. Circuit boards, we actually already have some of these, I think. We're going to need 3 of these, and then we're going to need that recipe, I guess. Oh boy. And then red alloy cables, we're going to need... It's more about the red alloy, to be honest. So let's go ahead and say we're going to need 9... We're going to need 15 of these ingots. So to make these ingots, we are going to do this recipe right here will be good. And just 15 of those. Oh, geez. Okay, so this is a lot of junk we suddenly need. Where to start on this? Yeah, and we can see why we're really going to want those machines to up the efficiency of this processing chain. But for now, we need a lot of copper, right? So let's make a new mining hammer for getting copper. So what was it called again? Mining hammer? Iron mining hammer. So let's go ahead and make one of these. Whoops. This button here. And we need plates. Okay, let's go get more wrought iron plates cooking up. We actually have wrought iron plates cooked up already. Let's just go stick them in here. And there's a wrought iron mining pickaxe for us. Mining hammer. Oh, another thing I just remembered we can make is the steel hammer. Hammer. So many hammers in here. I kind of wish all of these different hammers weren't in here, but it's okay. Let's also make one of these. Let's see how it is in comparison to the Greg Tech one. So the steel hammer quest actually gives us Gives us a Unbreaking 3 book. That could be actually really interesting. Worth enchanting for a longer lifespan. What if I did that on the diamond hammer, though? Like, that would be even more worth enchanting, right? Okay, well, our stuff over here is an absolute mess. Let's go mining for a bit. Do we have our mining bag? Yep. And it's full of junk. Great. Let's put those in there. Books? I don't even know. Like, where do we do with books? Armor stand? I don't know. Here, go chill under the stairs, I guess, guy. And then metal we don't need on us right now. Book we can put in tech stuff, I guess. Book is technology, is it not? You know those videos where the guy's just like, technology, and he's just reading a book? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Alright, we go and we freaking, we mine. Here we are at our copper vein. And we're just gonna mine here. I'm not gonna spend too long mining here, I don't think. Let me turn on F7 mode, though. Make sure we are not gonna get swarmed by monsters suddenly. I think I'm just gonna mine out, like, a little bit of this. I'm not gonna mine out so much such that it's gonna require me to go in and fast forward it. So I'm just gonna do a quick mining session here. Just enough to fill my, what's it called? Probably just enough to fill my inventory here, to be honest. Should only take like a minute, maybe. And also start just kind of carving the middle of this vein up. I would like to fix the height of this vein, because right now we can say this is the top of the vein, and this is the, this layer here is kind of like our, where we actually want to be standing to carve into the top of the vein. So let me go ahead and level the floor here. I think it'll be faster with a hammer. You know, to be honest, the what's it called? It seems much faster than the GregTech hammer, the steel hammer. Sorry, the other way around. The GregTech hammer feels faster than the steel hammer, and more durability as well. We're also leaving stuff behind because they're not magnetic, unlike our drill. Our drill being magnetic is like actually really nice. Alright, break all of the blocks here. I think once we've leveled the floor here, we'll have a good enough supply of copper to go ahead and head back. We are going to need to do a lot of processing to get all of this stuff ready to go. We're also going to need redstone. That's something we haven't actually mined yet, so we're going to have to go out and find some redstone. Let me get this out of my inventory really quick. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we have right-clicked on this vein before to get it registered to our, what's it called? So... Alright, that seems like a fair amount of copper mined up. Let's head to /home, and then let's look for a... put a torch over here really quick. And then put a torch over here. Let's head to /home, and then let's get some redstone. Looks like redstone is going to be just off of our base over there, so... I was thinking maybe we just dig a tunnel there, but it's rather far, so let's not do that. Alright, chalcopyrite really quick. Chalcopyrite will crush chalcopyrite, and then if we furnace that, we get copper ingots. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and set the chalcopyrites to go. And then let's set some regular pyrites as well. And then regular copper, why not? That is, like, should be more or less our most efficient mining method at the moment. Next up, redstone. We're going to need a fair bit of redstone, as we can see here, for this red alloy ingot. And then we're also going to need some for all of these motors. All of these motors need to be magnetized with magnetic iron rods, and each of those take 4 redstone. So we're going to, like... We sure are going to need some redstone. Just say it like that. Steel hammer. I'm just looking here. Satchel, void satchel would always also be nice, but we do not yet have a luminous crafting table. We have not really done too much in magic yet. We're gonna revisit magic though in the near-ish future. Okay. Enough about tools. Let's go to our redstone vein, which is actually right over here. So we're just gonna do a little staircase as per usual. Where's my ore scanner? So it's deep enough down that we cannot see it from up here. And generally redstone is like deep down, or even in vanilla Minecraft. So here we go. Down, down, down we go. Honestly, we're not really going to need a way up. We just need a way down. That's somewhat safe to recreate. So I'm just going to kind of go down a little bit aggressively here. And I'm stuck on something. What am I stuck on? There it is. I hate these invisible block glitches. There's some Greg Tech marble here. Turns into marble cobblestone. I think with the Greg Tech marble, we can actually turn it into regular marble in some manner. Yeah, we can turn it into astral sorcery manner with a mana pool. So that will be some magic shenanigans for us in the future. Why does this look weird, though? Can I vein mine it? I can, but I'm not sure if I wanted to do that, actually. It just, like, obliterated my drill durability. We'll be okay. Let's keep digging down. Alright, there we go. Here is our redstone vein. It's very bright, as you can see. Oh, and it's actually mixed with the marble vein. That's interesting. This marble texture has some kind of weird connected textures here. Don't know if it's supposed to look like that. I have a mod pack that I'm using here. Or not a mod pack, a texture pack I'm using. And I made some modifications to it, but I keep finding weird glitches and then I go and fix them. So that might be something I actually end up fixing here, because I don't think it's supposed to look like that. Alright. Actually, it's kind of bothering me, so I might just go ahead and do that now. What else do we need from this vein while we're in here, though? So there's our redstone ore. I think there's also Ignis in here, or that might be a different kind of vein. We're also getting multiple types of redstone. Wait, when I break this marble redstone, am I getting marble or am I getting redstone ore? It's turning into regular redstone. Okay, that's really weird. Redstone vein really quick. Let's look at overworld dimensionality. For this flower, we are looking for ruby as well. Okay, ruby ore. So that is cinnabar. Ruby should look basically the same as cinnabar, more or less. So let's find some ruby. That is still cinnabar. This is still cinnabar. Cinnabar is mercury, by the way. This must be ruby right here under our feet. Railgar? I'm sorry? Railgar is an arsenic vein. But, okay, I guess we need to go deeper to find our ruby. Okay, we're rather deep now, and I still do not see any ruby ore. Ruby ore, there we go. For a second I was like thinking, oh no, did the vein glitch out or something? Alright, surely this is enough redstone ore for us. In fact, if we go look at redstone ore processing, when we put it in a macerator, we're going to get 10 redstone for each of these. So this is like 10 stacks of redstone. So this is a whole boatload of redstone that we've actually gathered. In the meantime, before I leave here, I actually want to go ahead and try to fix this texture in the texture pack I'm using. So I'm going to work on that momentarily. So be right back. If I remember what my pause button is. Okay, I am back from MS Paint. Well, really, I didn't do anything in MS Paint. But I think I found the issue. So in the texture pack that I'm using, go to resource packs, we can see that I am using the Faithful 32 modded texture pack, and that just makes everything like scaled up a little bit, so you can see everything looks a little bit nicer. But the problem was that what's it called? In the mod pack, where am I going here? In the texture pack, there was a texture called Marble Smooth, and then there was also a texture called Marble Stone. And the Marble Smooth is what's being put on the Marble Stone, but the Marble Smooth has like this bevel on it. So I just renamed the Marble Stone to Marble Smooth, and then I put it in a texture pack by itself. And if this works, then we should see this fix it. And I'm going to just pause here because this takes a minute to load, so be right back. Okay, and we are done loading. There we go. Now our marble's looking like it should look. Good. That was driving me crazy. And so I'm going to, I can't actually change these files because they're in use now, but I'm going to close my game and then I'm going to merge these into, I'm going to merge these changes into that file. And yeah, I think that's where we're going to actually wrap up for this episode. So, am I going to break my legs next time I come in here? Probably. Let's see, make a little floor for me to land on, hopefully. Okay. Without further ado, I think that's going to be it. Let's go back to /home. I'm going to work on some more texture pack things, actually, because there are a couple things I wanted to tweak. But in the meantime, while that's going, we're going to... What are you even processing? Oh, I forgot I put all that in there. Cool. We're going to stick our redstone in here. That's going to just give us an absolute stupid amount of redstone dust. Maybe, in fact, it will give us so much that we don't want to put it yet. Can we get something better out of it later? We can turn it into dense redstone, which will give us even more. It will give us even more redstone later on. Native redstone cluster. Yeah, it's just a lot of redstone this is going to turn into. Let's just, you know, put 16 in here instead. So this is going to process while I am doing some editing work in the background. Without further ado, we are going to call it for today's episode. If you're enjoying the series, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, etc. And, as always, I will see you next time. And, what are we doing next time? This stuff, okay? This stuff. It's going to be a thing. See y'all!